Hey, soul shifters. How are you? Where are you? When are you going to choose to simply pour into yourself? Now, tonight I feel a little bit emotional, but also very empowered to share something with you. So, today, synchronistically, most of the ladies that I spoke through had very similar questions to what many of you have. And one of them is, Nikki, how do I learn how to love myself? One, how do I forgive? How do I forgive when something atrocious happens? And it's a very sticky place to come from. However, it's a place that I want you to understand how much forgiveness is mirrored with self love. Because if you're not able to forgive, not others, yourself, it's a little bit tedious for you to rediscover the light that you are, to even begin to understand what self love appears to be, what it feels like, and what it should be. So, what I wanted to do, I wanted to read for you chapter 3 from my book. And this is very short, and I wanted to start here. Just in case I don't pick up on everything that I want to say, it will be here, okay? So, chapter 3, forgiving what hurt you was meeting God. So, let's go. Forgiveness is one of the most misunderstood forms of love. We're told to forgive and forget, as if healing means pretending nothing happened. We're told to be strong, to rise above, to move on, but nobody talks about the sacred trembling that happens when you finally let go, not for them, but for you. No one tells you that forgiveness is one of the closest places you'll ever stand to God. I didn't always understand that. There were people I vowed I'd never forgive. Yeah, I vowed worse things than that for them too. People who tore through parts of my life like a storm and left me to clean up the wreckage. People who took advantage of my love, my trust, my softness. Some were strangers, some were family, some were me. And for a long time, I thought forgiving them would mean losing my power. I thought it would make me small, but the truth is, holding on to pain is what shrinks the soul. It was only after I released them, one by one, tear by tear, that I really realized I wasn't just letting them go, I was returning to myself. And in that return, I met God. Finally, I understood that the 12-year-old me was still alive inside, quietly carrying the weight of a moment that had stolen her power far too soon. She wasn't just a memory, she was a tender, confused girl who had never been told, "You are safe now. You are loved. You survived what meant to break you." But she was also scared, ashamed, and lost in the question so many ask in silence: God, why me? That was her moment. That was when she met God, not in a church, not in a miracle, but in the stillness of finally being seen by me. She had grown up in the shadows trying to fix others as a way to earn love, becoming a refuge to the broken while silently screaming for refuge for herself. And somewhere along the way, without even realizing it, I became my own abuser, denying myself the healing I gave so freely to others. But when I almost died, I saw the faintest light, the light that had never left me, the light that carried me through the darkest nights. And I finally knew that light was God. I took a deep breath, and in that breath, I felt the weight begin to lift. It was like the soil around my soul had been loosened, finally allowing the fruit of my life to ripen. The child in me no longer needed to protect herself because now she was free. Because when you finally lay down the burden of resentment, you open the space for grace. When you surrender the story of how things should have been, you create room for how things can still become. Forgiveness isn't weak, it is divine. It doesn't mean what happened was okay. It means you're okay now, even though it happened. I was shown that every moment I forgave, from the loud betrayals to the silent self judgments, was like a candle lit in the heavens. They weren't forgotten, they were recorded as divine acts of remembering love, because in every single instance I had the right to stay bitter. And I chose to love anyway. And that choice, that moment, was God. I want you to think about this for a moment. Many of us are walking out there like I did for years and years and years with this beautiful Persian rug spread, and we're walking on it because we've covered all the shadows that we've picked up over life. So here's where you begin. Your self-love begins within your forgiveness, within your process of self-healing. So you've gone through something atrocious, something that maybe had caused you for a long time not to look in a mirror long enough to really see the beauty that you are, long enough for you to look at every other person in this world and see the thorns that you experience, or see the shadows that someone else placed within your space, allowed you to witness or experience that, embedded within your mind to say, I'm not safe, I don't deserve, this world would be better without me. And self-healing begins when you simply start to acknowledge, how do I feel in this moment? And what is my relationship with this emotion or thought that keeps allowing me to feel as if I am so burdened, I am so weighted, I am so muddy, I am not good enough? Because any thought that you hold in your life now that keeps you from living a fulfilled life, it's what I call invisible chains. Now, it does not mean it's discounting whatever you went through, but it was something that happened to you that you overcame. Once in this moment you have breath. And yes, there's scars. But what I want you to identify is these scars do not belong to you. Anything that happens that allows you to be fearful, to feel as if you're less than, unlimited, I want you to imagine the other human being, society, whatever it is that caused you to feel this way, limited, cause you to feel as if your power was taken away from you. I want you to imagine somebody who simply set up their own stage and they have their equal choice. Do I choose to give love or do I choose to withhold it? And in their choice of withholding love, they decided, I am going to simply add a player on my stage, an actor within my scene, without getting their consent. Because I can choose to take away their power, because this is my scene that I created off trauma, off pain, of whatever atrocity they have in their mind of darkness. And when you experience that, what happened to me, I found, well, my guides took me back to understand that, Nick, you really have still been sitting on this stage that this individual chose in their own path of darkness to place you on. Unconsciously, although you've lived this life, and yes, you, let's say you have succeeded physically. With the physical eyes, she has no thorn. She's okay. She's always helping. She's always giving, and she's filled with so much love. And I'm giving everything outside of me, hoping that somebody would see or observe that I was broken to give me what I was giving to others, because I didn't know how to give it to me for a long time. They said it's because you're sitting on this stage where somebody else created, and I want you to understand this. This is not your stage. It is not your scene. You did not create these characters. And it is time for you to step off this stage, witness what happened. And in the witnessing of whatever happened, whatever trauma, whatever pain, whatever it was, I want you to understand that the adult that you are now overcame. And the shadows and the pain and everything that is happening to you now added layers and layers upon your being, upon your perspective of life, upon what you could rediscover that you are. And I want to ask you, does this individual, these people, this situation, this scenario, this experience deserve for you to spend the rest of your life pouring out of you instead of pouring in, feeling depleted instead of filling yourself up with grace and love and hope? No, they don't deserve it. But you do not get to this stage until you acknowledge, I'm holding on to these habits because I don't want to feel the pain that I had. I'm holding on to these decisions of saying yes instead of no because I just don't know any other way how, because I don't know if I'll deserve to be loved or to be accepted. And I am afraid and I have fear and I'm holding on to these chains which are invisible. And you get to the stage where you must say, enough is enough. I do not want to hold on to these chains anymore. I do not need them. And how you get there is identifying. This is how I feel. I feel depleted right now. And I just feel icky and I just can't find anyone who I can trust enough to love me, or I just don't believe I deserve. I'm holding on to these ancestral chains that are so heavy to carry, and they say because of my color, this is the line that I need to walk in, a very thin line, and this is all I deserve to get. Or I'm coming from this family of dysfunction, and because of that, this is what I expect to give, and I'm coming from this, and I experienced this, and I witnessed this. And I want you to understand, none of these came into this beautiful planet with you. You simply picked them up as you began to live and experience life. Other human beings within their own soul journey of holding on to the very same shadows somehow imprinted it onto you. And it's time for you to say, enough is enough, damn it. Because it's holding me back now. It's allowing me to shrink my light every time I'm ready to speak my truth. I swallow. And my body is now articulating and has no idea what to do with all these energies that aren't mine. It's manifesting itself into things that I do not prefer. And every time I look in the mirror, I have to look away because I don't see me anymore. And you begin this very beautiful process of self-discovery. This fell down when I was doing my last session today, and it was so instrumental to me. I was like, thank you, Mother Mary, because so many of us walk around not connected to our hearts, not connected to that which is our light, is our grace of being, is our reason to be here. And we walk around in shells because what we've done is taken everything that everyone has ever done and said and everything we experience. And this heart, what we've done is created a shadow. I'm trying to find something to put over it. So every time somebody hurts you, this represents a shadow. Somebody hurts me. And I own it because now I'm a victim. And I put it here. I experienced something that I can never forget, and that person was so hurt in my family, and I'm bitter about it, and I'm hateful about it. And this is a shadow, and you own it, and you put it here. Are you seeing what's happening? And I was abused, and I went through these things, and I can't let it go. And because of that, I cannot find love. I don't deserve it. And you put it here. And over time, what you do, you pack on so many of these shadows that don't belong to you, that when you gently look down, you no longer see your light. You do not identify yourself. And the only thing that identifies you is the pain that you held because somebody hurt you. The witnessing that you did of somebody else being hurt or being dealt with in a wrong way. The trauma that you felt that you don't know how to overcome because you're holding so much pain and hate. And these are the things that you are identified by. Because of that, you react to the world in this way, bitter and angry, because you don't know anymore. You've covered your own light. Self-healing is this, peeling away all these shadows. My angels would say, toss the stones. They call them stones. They say, toss them in the water banks, meaning throw them away. I call them shadows. And you peel it away. This is how I feel today, so tarnished, so hurt. And what is my relationship with this thing that I feel? And you breathe, and you pray, and you call in your powerhouse, you call in your spiritual team, because you have God by your side. And I don't care what you call God. I don't care what name it is, universe, creator, whatever it is. You call in this team, my team of the light, and you peel it away. It comes with pain. It comes with, oh my gosh, I'm going to let go of it. I've held on to it so long. I've always held myself as the victim. But feel in your heart, does it serve me really? Do I feel fulfilled? Does it allow me to feel peace? And if it doesn't, it goes. And you allow yourself to peel away every part of you that does not belong to you. There comes a day when within prayer or within reflection, or within looking in the mirror, all of a sudden you get to hear this beautiful voice. Oh my gosh, you do deserve. You are so beautiful. You are enough. You do not deserve to hold that. That was not your fault. And when you get to hear that voice, it's not the first time that it's speaking. It's the first time that you're hearing it, because you've tossed away all this weight that was not yours to carry. And when you start to hear your own heart speaking back at you, giving you affirmations to tell you, yes, you can. Yes, you overcame. And now it's time for you to tap back, not back to where hurt was, but I want you to connect back with your beautiful inner child, 6-year-old, 10-year-old, 15, 16, 21, I don't care. You're safe now. And I thank you for holding space then, because of your bravery. That's why I am the person that I am today, to be able to acknowledge and identify that, oh my gosh, all these things that I felt all these years was somebody else's pain and weight, and I do not deserve it anymore. And what this does, it allows you to forgive, not the situation, not the experience, not even the individual. It allows you to forgive you. This is the part that we mess up a lot, because we say, I could never forgive that person, because I don't want you to forgive that person. I didn't need to. And it took me a while to figure out, because I thought to myself, if I forgive, then I'm letting go and saying it was okay. No, 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 no. The way the angels taught it to me is this. You forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for believing that it was your fault. You forgive yourself for believing that you are deserving of anything less just because of somebody else's choice of throwing you onto a stage of darkness that was not your own creation. You forgive yourself for believing, I don't deserve. I am holding on to fear. I'm holding on to being a victim. You forgive yourself for not trusting your heart when it whispered, yes, it was terrible, it was horrible, and yes, they're telling you to shut up, and they're brushing it under the carpet, and nobody's understanding, and you did not feel safe. However, I'm telling you that you will overcome. And your mind is so busy because it has imprints of everything else that happened in the world and everyone else that went through this experience. And now you mirror yourself with their lives and you don't see your way out. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. And you will get to a point where the other person, the situation, the scenario doesn't even matter to you anymore. Because when you forgive yourself, it's as if it's an explosive expression of love, unconditional love for yourself that you forgot you had for a long time. And within that moment, you realize, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I will never allow anyone to take this power from me again. And you can now use your voice, use your learned experience to heal someone else, to pass it on, to pay it forward, to be the light in somebody else's space who is going through this very same darkness, because you realize, oh my gosh, I was in this dark space because I was supposed to be the light to break it. So I will speak it. I will outlive it. I will overcome it. I will acknowledge that I do not own it. And the last thing that the angels told me that I want you to know, who's going through anything like this, when the scripts or the text say that no sin goes undone, believe it. It's not the way the text expressed it, but it's more personal. And anything that's more personal is more profound than any burning fire. Because the people who hurt you, who cause you to feel pain, who still choose to withhold love, in so many ways they become victimizer, and they're atrocious, and they're hateful, and they're all these things that keep packing on shadows everywhere they go and ripping it from people's lives, and allowing people to lose so many years out of their lives feeling as if they need to hold on to these weight that weren't theirs. They do get to a time, sometimes within this living in the physicality, and for sure within their path of going to the death experience, they do not experience the light without facing everything that they did while they live. They do not experience unconditional love until they face how many people they took it from. And what I mean by that is when you change forms and you go through the exit point of dying, you are the one who's immediately back to spirit. You no longer have a body. And you are now faced with a ton of bricks. You are faced with every decision you ever made from the moment your eyes open on this planet. And every choice that you made by withholding love from yourself and anyone else, you face that. And you don't only face that, you are made to feel the imprint that your energy caused in this world. You are made to feel how you made someone else feel. You are made to feel how that rippled through their generations. You are made to feel how that changed the trajectory of that person's life. You are made to feel what you caused not to happen because you chose to amplify somebody's exit point from your own choices of darkness. And when I came to the understanding of that, holding on to my heart mattered even more, because I realized, oh my gosh, when I make the exit point, if I chose to give love all the time, if I chose to remain in my light, these shadows that I'm carrying right now, this weight that's burdening me to feel I don't deserve to be here, the minute I shed this weight, this body, the minute I change forms back to spirit, I realize immediately, oh my gosh, I don't have this weight because it wasn't mine. So I don't have anything to go through. I don't need to go through spiritual rehab. I don't need to be ashamed to face the light of God. I don't need. And then you realize I actually cheated myself by not trusting my heart to say, love me, pour into me. Because those weight that you were carrying that made you feel as if you didn't deserve, it really wasn't mine. I don't want you to get to that point to realize, oh my gosh, why didn't I love myself some more? Now to self-love. I have to start by saying this. Why is it so much easier for you to believe that the world is in chaos and a pandemic is arising and all these atrocities are going to happen faster than it is for you to love yourself? Why? Why is it so much easier for me to tell you about something happening terrible? Why is it easier for you to believe that more than me telling you, oh, it's easy to love yourself? Why is it when I say, I want you to pour into you, you tense up and all of a sudden you shrink your light when I say pour into you and you say, Nikki, I don't know how to do that. Pouring into you is as easy as choosing to drink a bottle of water because your throat is dry. I know it sounds ridiculous and it sounds too easy. Pouring into you is ensuring that the choices that you make allows you to live a fulfilled life. In every thought that you hold in your mind, it's not something that's making you feel depleted in your heart or feeling energy draining from you. Pouring into you is making choices that allows you to feel happy and joyful in every moment. Pouring into you is simply doing things that fulfills you, that gives you joy, that makes you laugh, that makes you happy. Pouring into you is choosing to have conversations and be around people that allows you to expand and become the moreness that you should be. Pouring into you is allowing yourself not to shrink your light for anybody, not to settle and have this settle mentality because I believe I need to. When you have something in your heart that's ready to be exploded into creativity, pouring into you is choosing you always, not being selfish, but being self-full, so full of yourself that when I pour into me and I allow my light to expand, all I receive and reciprocate from this world is love and kindness and joy and peace and happiness. And yes, when the off days come, I will be okay because I pour into myself so much that when there is chaos, I will be a witness and an observer of the chaos and understand, yeah, better days will come because I have poured into me and I know what it feels like to be loved. So if somebody chooses to part ways, I understand within that moment, oh no, it simply wasn't meant for me. My guidance system, my energy system is simply guiding me to be reprogrammed, to be repositioned, to reset. Pouring into you is as simple as waking up in the morning and before your foot touch the ground, be grateful just for the breath that flows through you. Pouring into you is saying no when you choose to say yes to somebody just because I'm always kind and I just want to always fit in. But when you say yes, you're going to grumble within to say, damn it, I know I should have said no. Pouring into you is trusting and holding on to your own currency. We want to count the bills all day long. We want to count the Benjamins, all the money I'm making. You know how hard I'm working. That's my money. I work hard for that. Pouring into you is valuing your energy currency more than any dollar bill out there. So every choice and every decision I make for myself or I allow anybody to do within me, within my space, for me, to me, around me, I am clocking within my mindset how much of my energy currency will this cost me? Because I will not pour more out of me than I am willing to give today. That's pouring into you. That's self-love. Unapologetically, with compassion. Take it or leave it. This is me, and I am compassionate, and I will not judge you because I'm not judging myself. I will love you where you are. However, if you're not aligned with me, it's okay. I will be where I am and you can stay where you are. But I have no reason to hate you or to choose this side or that side, because when I do that, I am spending way too much of my energy currency and I only plan to pour into me. Because when you pour into you, the energy replicates around you in your household. It's so powerful that the people who are there understand I am powerful in my decisions too. I can trust my heart to guide me. I can trust God. I can trust angels. I can trust universe. I don't care your names. I can trust and know that I am being guided, that I have support, that I can make choices that fill me up, and I will be sustained because I trust. So, as usual, I go a little bit longer, but I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is like Reset After Dark. And I was setting up my cameras today for a beautiful interview that I did today. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but man. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cute with the dark. And I had a session with these beautiful ladies today. And for some reason, all three of them, different stories, but it came to the same thing. Overshadowing your heart. Not understanding that I don't need love outside of myself. I am love. I came in here with unconditional love. I did not incarnate on this planet with anything missing. I came with all my scruples attached. Any dysfunctions that you witness within me now is simply things that I picked up along the way that was not mine, and I'm tossing them. Yep. Nope. No pain. Nope. No trauma. Yep. I will observe you. And I won't judge you, but I'm not picking up your weight. Yep, toss them. And own this beautiful heart that represents you. You're not lacking of anything. Anything that you will receive in this world is simply icing on the cake. Now choose the color icing that you need, the type, choose a design that you want, because you're creating your own stage now. Do not allow people to take away your power. You choose the players that you want on your stage and stop pressing this reset button to say, yes, I'm a victim, and next person you meet victimizes you. Yes, I'm the victim, and it's a different person, different city, different country, and you press replay and the next person victimizes you because you are still within this thought construct. I really don't think I deserve, so I might as well settle. That is spending millions of dollars of your energy currency. And in time, you will be depleted. And then you won't have much energy left for yourself. So, Reset After Dark is initiated. Why? Because I don't know, God worked this out where I have this beautiful lighting, and I thought, yes, we will have these intimate conversations. Because not everybody will get to sit across the screen from me. And that's okay. Because we are unconditional with the love that we share over here. So I thank you for listening. And I thank you for choosing to pour into you. Even if you're going to have vanilla ice cream, my tongue, even if you choose to have vanilla ice cream today, just for today, without judging yourself, even if you choose to take a walk in the park just because your heart feels it would be so nice to walk in the park and sit in the sun for 5 minutes, oh my gosh, pour into you. It would be so good to call this individual I haven't spoke to in a long time and really just feel their energy and tell them I love them. Pour into you. These are the choices that you want to make for yourself. I am ready to step out of this space where I am, and I want to start my own business. Well, go on your typing apparatus and start to look for places. Start to find spaces. Where can I go? What space? What's the cost for rent? What's the cost to start this new product? How am I going to document how I'm going to launch my new business? How am I going to step into this new creative aspect that is meant pouring to you? It's as simple as that. And it should not be the hardest decision in your life. It should not be that you believe something that comes on the news, some propaganda. It should not be that you believe chaos that's come into this world. It should not be that you believe more that there's going to be a World War III before you believe it's possible for you to heal and for you to love yourself. It should not be. It should be as easy as breath. I really do love me. And I really do love you. And you love you too. You just have a lot of shadows that you need to pick away because your heart never went anywhere. And your light is there waiting to shine, to show you. This addiction is not serving me. Holding on to these things that I believe is quieting the pain that I said I felt is not serving me. That is for somebody else, and I'm ready to let it the heck go. I deserve better. I deserve to love me. And with that, have yourself a wonderful night. This is Reset After Dark. I don't know where the name came from, but I love it. And let's do more. Tell me what you want to talk about next. Love and light. Be the love, be the light. That's all the angels told me for absolutely 3 weeks straight. They said nothing else. Be the love, be the light. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I'm sick and tired of this. Give me the lottery numbers. And I didn't get it. And then I realized be the love, be the light is simply rediscovering the light that I am. And then after that, I got the lottery numbers. You know what I won? $2, $10. And then when I went back disappointed and said, why are you disappointed? You said you wanted to win. Now hold on to the energy of what it felt like to win that $2. It was not a lie. We wanted you to feel what it felt like to win. Now that you feel it, hold on to that and now manifest your abundance. Are you ready? Reset After Dark. I love you. Bye.